Started, right? Okay, let's go to, yeah, till now. So in the array list, in the set, in the list and set, we are storing of only single values, right? There is no mapping for that. Only directly whatever the values that is there, directly you can add those values. Okay, but then let's say in company you have separate id, right? Let's say Imran is one and Ram is two, like Roshan is three, like that. There are some names is there for each and every name. There may be some id will be associated, correct or not? Let's based on id I want to get the his name. Based on id I want to get his name, but in this case only names is stored. But I want to store based on his employee ID. I want to get the his employee name. Okay, then in that case we need to maintain two things minimum. Correct or not? Employee ID is required. Employee name is required. Correct or not? Two things is required. Now in that case that requirement will be not satisfied by list and set interface implemented classes. So then map is introduced. Okay, map contains it is contains of if you want to maintain any key value pair, if you want to maintain of any key value pair, then in that case map will be introduced. It maintains of key and associated value we need to add in the map object. So each key and value pair will call it as a one entry. Each key value pair, okay, employee id with name, total both will call it as one entry. Employee id and his name associated to the employee id, both will call it as a one entry. Okay, and there is no relation between collection interface and interface. Collection is different interface and map is different interface. Both are entirely different interfaces. Okay. Now, yesterday we have seen some methods, some methods of map interface. Let's go and start it. Yeah. So yesterday we have verified of. So up to what we have discussed, guys, yesterday. Up to which method we have discussed? Contains, right. In case of array list, let's say assume in case of array list example, we have, let's from the out.println of al dot contains of just assume I'm keeping as ram. So what it will return, guys? What it is checking? What it is checking? Contains method. Yes, element is available in this array list or not. If it is there, it will return true, right? Because here only contains method. There is no key, there is no value, only one elements, right? Correct or not? But in case of hash map, okay, we have how many things is there? One key and one value. Two things is there or not? It is not add method, it is a put method. In hash map, instead of add method like in list and set, here we have put method to add key value pair. Okay, put method is taking of two arguments. The first one is key and the second one is value. Now if I want to check whether the key is there or not in the list, in the map, then contains key. If value, if you want to check in the entire hash map, do you have the specific value or not, then contains value method. Okay, now let's say system.out.println of system.out.println of hm dot contains key. These are first part will call it as a keys, second part will call it as a values, guys. I want to check in all the keys my specified key is there or not. Let's say table 9. What it will return, guys? It written as false. Let's say system.out.println of hm dot contains value, contains value of Ashok. So what it will return, guys? Contains value. Why it will return true? Reason? Yes, sir. So for one of the key value is Ashok is there. What is that key? 456. Correct or not? Right? Yes. So if you want to verify of the keys and values in the hash map, this contains key and contains value methods are required. Okay. Next part. Remove key. Remove of key. So what it will do, guys? Remove of means instead of before time we are directly in case of array list. What we will do? System.out.println of remove al dot remove of object. Okay. Remove of, just assume, ram. What it will do? The remove method will remove this ram from this array list. Correct or not? Remove method will remove this ram value from array list. In the same way, in hash map also, hm dot remove of key. Okay, remove of key means whatever the value associated for this also it will remove. If I'm doing of this one, hm of remove of key 456, then value associated this entire entry will be removed from the hash map. Okay, now let's see, after this we are printing. Now let's run it. This one commented. Go up. So is how many entries is there now? This is removing of associated key and value, both it will remove. There is no specific method for removing key. There is no specific method removing for values. If you are removing key, okay, then value also will be deleted automatically. Okay, both will cult as one entry. Both are tightly coupled. So if this is removing means this also will remove. Okay, both will cult as one entry. Okay. Next, there is a method called clear. There is no specifically explain about hm dot clear. So to remove of all the elements, all the data in the hash map, will use of clear method. Will use of clear method. Now there is one more. Is it clear, guys? I don't think so. Any difficulty in understanding of remove and clear, guys? Are you able to hear me, guys, or not? Yeah. These are commonly used methods even in case of R list, vector, and linked list everywhere, right? So no need to specifically explain about this one much. Next, next is go to key set. Next, let's understood about key set. Second, yeah. So key set. So what it will do is it will get all the keys. It will get, this is key, guys. Let's say has map. Let's create of any object. Automatically it is see k means key and v means value. The first one will call it as a key, second one will call it as a value. Okay. If I want to get all the keys means first values. If I want to get off all the keys, okay, then there is a method called key set. Hm dot key set. Okay, now let's see, it will return all the set of integers. All keys are integer type, right? It is return all the key sets, keys. Okay, now, so by using this also we can iterate that. By using key set, we can iterate the data. Now let's do of some for each loop. Okay, for each for each for each key set, some ID, right? Just assume it is a employee ID. So by using this ID, hm dot system dot out dot println hm dot get get of key. So if I am passing ID, that value associated for this key. value associated for this id, it will return back. Okay, now let's see. Value associated to this key is, and let's add up key also. Let's know. Okay, let's add key also, id. Now let's see 3 to 1 value associated to this key is ram. 3 to 1 for this is Ashok. 1 2 3 Puja. 654 Prasad. See, below itself we will come to know that 3 to 1 means Ram, 656 456 Ashok, Puja and Prasad. Okay, that is to get off only keys. If you want to get only keys, then by using of key set we can get that. Okay, let's say if you want to get off only values, if you want to get off only values, there is a method called values method. There is a method called values method. Oh, let's hm dot values. It will give off all the values. It will give off all the values associated for this one. Now let's use of for each loop for iterating of all the values, names. Okay, name. Let's keep it has names, and from this take each one by one time. System.out.println of print of that name. Okay, if you want to get off all the keys separately and all the values separately, we can do that by using of key set and values. See, all values are getting, okay, and iterated. Next, set of entry set. entry Entry set. Now in this case it will give off a set of entries. Each entry contains one key value pair. Each entry contains inside map inside map there is a entry. Okay, control en try, there is a class called entry. Now somewhere it might be there. Okay, now let's one second, over in the lobby there is a entry is there. Okay, now let's go and try for that. Entry entry. See, inside map there is a interface called entry. It contains of key and value pair. One key value pair, it contains it. Okay, from that if you want to get off key, then you can get key separately, and value also we can get separately, get value from that entry. Okay, now let's, we'll use of to iterate that data by using entry set. We'll do by using entry set, we will iterate the data. Okay, now let's go to HashMap demo now. So let's comment of all the things below, go up. I want to iterate of hm dot entry set. Okay, it will return of each entries. It will return of set of entries. One entry contains one one entry contains one key value pair. Like that, it is of set of entries. Okay, from this we will iterate it. We'll get off for each of one entry. Each time we'll get off one entry. From this we'll get key and value again. Okay, we have multiple ways to iterate the data. System.out.println of okay, entry entry dot get key. Okay, and value is entry dot get value. Entry dot get value. It will give both key and value. Entry, this is key, this is value. Both two methods are there in the entry. Okay. By using that, we can get both entries. See, it is of key and value is this one. If you want to remove this, okay, both key and value. Run as this is for iterating, guys. Key and value, key and value, key and value. So by using entry set method also we can iterate the data. By using entry set method also we can iterate the data. Okay. Now let's go to next, put if absent. Put if absent. So let's say hm dot. Okay. Let's say this is for iteration. Let's comment it again. Now put if absent is hm dot put if absent. Okay. Let's say keys 1 2 3. Okay. Keys 1 2 3 and value is puja. Whatever it is. Value is changed to some Raja. Okay. Okay. Now, so already 1 2 3 key is associated with some value. Already 1 2 3 key is associated with some value puja. Okay. In that case, put if absent, if it is key is not associated to any value, then only add it. The meaning of that. Now let's see system.out.println. Was it there? Let's see. Print it. System.println hm. Let's see whether the 1 2 3 value will be, what is the value of 1 2 3? It is not changed. So if this 1 2 3 key is not associated to any value, okay, then only insert the meaning of put if absent. If that key is not associated to any value, then only add it. Let's take it as some other example. Let's 1 2 3 just 100. Okay. Now do we have 100 key in the hash map? No. In that case it will add it. If it is absent, if it is not there, it will add it. Okay. Now already let's say hm dot put of 100 with null value is assigned. Okay. If it is this is associated with the null value. If it is associated with null value also, this can be inserted this value. For that value, it will insert Raja. Now let's see. For 100, initially we are added hm put dot 100. So that 100 key is associated with null value. If key, so it will be added if the specified key is not already associated with a value. Okay, and is mapped to null also, guys. See, it is giving. Now let's give this part. See, if the specified key is not already associated with a value, okay, or is mapped to null also, then that new value will be inserted for that specific key. Okay, that's what. Even if it is not there also, it will add it. It is a new entry. If it is already there, but the value is null is there, even in that case also, this value Raja will be updated to this null instead of null. Let's see it. See, 100 is associated with Raja. That's what put if absent. Okay. Now, next, there is a method. Let's go and see. Remove. Remove object key and value. This method removes the entry for the specified key if the value is currently mapped to the specified value. Okay. For that key, that specified value is there, then only remove it. Okay. Now let's say what is the specified value associated for 3 to 1 system hm dot remove of 1 to, let's say, which one, 3 to 1. Okay, 3 to 1 with rom is associated. Both are mapped, right? 3 to 1 is there. For that value is RAM is there. In that case, okay, if for the specified key, the specified value is associated, then only remove it. Then only remove it. Change it to this one. Then let's see. Is it removed? For this key, RA is associated, then only remove it. Okay, but RAM is there. Okay, if for this key the specified value is associated, these two are matched, then only remove it. That's what this remove method will do. Okay, there is a method remove of key. Okay, that is also is there, but remove for the specified key, the specified value is associated, then only remove it. That's what this method will do. Okay, now replace. Now replace. If I want to, replace one value with another value, another value, let's say hm dot replace. There is a method called replace old value with new value. For which key you want to replace? Let's say 123. For the 123 value, change what is the old value. What is the old value? Old value is, just assume, is puja is there right now. Change that value to new value. Change that value to new value to like Venkat. Let's say Venkat. This time changing that puja value, change it to Venkat. Replace it. This is the old value and this is the new value. Wherever it is matched, guys. Okay. See 123. 123, change it to Venkat. Okay. Now, is 123 value changed or not now? This time, guys, this is the old value. Do you have 123 key with this value? No, right? So there is no value. If it is a puja, then for 123 key, the puja is associated, right? Then this is the old value of 123 and change that value to new. If any small change is also not matched, okay, then it will not replace it. In that case, it will not replace it. See, it is not changing. Puja is there, not Venkat is not modifying. Let's say change it to H, remove it. Now it is going to replace that puja with Venkat. Okay, that's what the replace method will. This is the old value and this is the new value. When if both are matching, if both are matched, then only it will replace that old value with new value. Okay, or if you want to directly without checking anything, what is the value doesn't matter. I want to replace for the specified key with the new value that directly. Then there is a method called replace directly. For 123, change the value to, or else 3 to 1. 3 to 1 value is Raja. Change it to Reddy directly. It won't check what is the old value directly. I want to replace that 3 to 1 key value directly. It is ready change directly. It is not checking out what is the old value, whether it is matching or not. All those things, it is not verifying that. Okay, that's what this one. Now let's see any other method. Yes, these are the methods that we have for map. Okay, now let's go and see of this one hash map. Now, HashMap holds the data in the form of key value pair. HashMap holds the data in the form of key value pair where each key is associated with one value. Each key is associated with some value. Okay. Now, HashMap does not allow duplicate keys. Duplicate keys. If you are trying to replace also, if you are adding one more entry, then it will replace this whatever the new one. Ram Prasad. Just assume. Ram. Just in this case, the key is already one entry is there. Now again, if you are adding same key with different value, then this value will be overridden with new value. This value will be overriding with new value. See, Ram Prasad, it is override. Before it is Prasad. Now later, if you are trying to same entry with same key, okay, then that value will override. Okay, it will not add off one more entry. Okay, there is no duplicate. So HASMAP does not allow duplicate keys, but it can allow of duplicate use. Okay. Now the means HM dot put off add off 666 value we can as duplicate guys. I want to add off again puja again puja if I want add then then let's print it. Now, for two keys, the duplicate names came. Okay, for 100, for 666 puja, for 123 also puja. Okay, the values can be duplicated, but keys cannot be duplicated. Okay, now hash map can have multiple null values, but only one null key. Now, let's say for this also I can keep as null. For multiple keys, the null values can have. Okay, for multiple, this key also having null, this 100 is also having null. Okay, but hash map can allow only one null key. Null is only one time it will be allowed. Only one time it will be allowed. That's what this point. Hash map can have multiple null values, but only one null key. Okay, it will not allow of one more null key. If I am adding also, nothing will happen. Okay, but it will replace only one only. It will take it. Okay, while let's say it will take off only one null. Say only one null value. It will take it. Even though we are inserted multiple like hello. Okay, hello. Just assume now it will replace with hello. Okay, but it will maintain of only null one null key. Okay, and hash map is not synchronized. To get synchronized hash map, we have a method called synchronized map. Like in the in the R list, we have discussed synchronized list. Now synchronized set. Now synchronized map. By default, it is not synchronized. If you want to get up synchronized map, then in that case, we can call off collections. There is a method called synchronized map. Okay. Now collections. Okay. Collections. Dot synchronized synchronized map of HM. Then it will return of synchronized map. Synchronized map it will return it. Okay, that's what this point. Insertion order is not preserved. However, we are inserting in the same order, it will not store. It is based on hash code. Okay, insertion order is not preserved. It is based on hash code of the keys. For each key, it will calculate the hash code. Based on that, it will store that key value pair in the some index 0 to 15. Okay, and default capacity of hash map is 16. Okay, so by default, it will store in one of the location of 0 to 15th position. If it is increased, it will calculate some formula to increase the size. Okay. Now this what examples also almost we have seen. Okay, same at the time of runtime only we have seen, right? Everything, all this, there is no new methods. Whatever that methods that we have discussed, 15 methods, right? All that methods is there in this example. Okay, now go on. See here, same example I have given. You can verify it, guys. All methods are available here. Okay. Next, next is come down. Linked hash map. Okay, like linked has set and linked like linked has set both are introduced in same time. Okay, now linked has set is also everything is same as like has set, but insertion order will be preserved. Even in this case also same. Okay, it is also it is a child class of hash map. has set, sorry, linked has set is also child class of has set. Now linked has map is also child class of has map. It is exactly same as has map, except one difference. Except one difference. What is that means? In case of has map, the insertion order is not preserved, but in case of linked has map, insertion order is preserved, and it is introduced in 1.4 version. Linked has map and linked has set is introduced in 1.4 version. Okay, that is only the difference. The rest of things is everything is same. Go to linked has map. See, I have added some data. Okay, now if I am executing it, however the order that I have, however the order that I have added, one first, one Ramana, two Balu, three Charan, okay, two Ashok, four Bharat, last null Jain. In the same order only it is stored. The same order only it will be stored and then it will return back. That's what linked has map, guys. There is no, but everything is same as like, everything is same as like has map. Okay, no difference. Is it clear, guys? Right? There is no difference in case of linked hash map and hash map. Only one difference is insertion order is preserved. Okay, guys, clear or not? No reply. Are you able to hear me? Clear, right? There is no difference. Only one difference, that is insertion order will be preserved in case of linked hash map. Rest of all thing is same as like hash map. Okay. Now next is identity hash map. Okay. In case of identity hash map, it is also exactly same as hash map. It is also exactly same as a hash map, but there is some difference is there. Okay, in this case, for checking of equality check, it will use double equal to operator instead of normally to check the content of anyone whether both the data is equal or not. To check that, we'll use dot equals method, right? But in case of identity hash map, okay, now let's say string s equal to abc. Just assume, okay, string s1 equal to, just assume, ibc. Okay, just assume both s1 and s2 content is same or not. How can you check s1 s dot equals of, equals method is there, right? Dot equals of s1. We'll use of dot equals method to check the content of both s and s1. Okay, but in case of identity hash map, it will use of dot equals method. It will check of double equal, sorry, double equals method. It will use that to identify the duplicate keys. Okay, now let's check it. It is exactly same as hash map, except following differences. What is that? In case of hash map, JVM will always use dot equals method to check, to identify the duplicate keys. To identify the duplicate keys, let's say if I'm inserting of one more key, if I'm inserting of one more key in hash map, okay. See, in case of two times it is identifying, it is internally it is using of dot equals method whether the key is duplicated or not. Okay, but in case of identity hash map, it will use of double equal to operator. So duplicate, which means for content comparison. Okay, but in case of identity hash map, JVM will use double equal to operator. Double equal operator to identify the duplicate keys, which means reference comparison, which means reference it will compare it. Now let's take off one example and then we'll see. Let's take it here. Identity hash map, yeah. So what I'm doing, I have created a integer value. Okay, int i1 equal to 10, i2 equal to 20. two objects I have created. Two objects I have created, right? Now let's print off. Let's print off HM. What happened? Any error? See, for both the keys, it is storing two different objects. Okay, that is the reason both keys having same value. Both keys are having same value. Now let's see what is the value it will come. For hm dot get of 10, what is the value it is coming? What is the value it is coming? It is coming as null is coming because there is no key with 10. It is of reference is there. Now let's try with I1. Let's try with I1. See, it is coming as Ramana. Okay, let's try with I2. It will written as, it will based on based on reference. It will store it. Okay, based on reference. One second, somewhere it is up here. Okay, that's what this one. Okay, in case of hash map, it will use of dot equals method. In case of identity hash map, it will use of double equal to operator to check the equality. To check the equality. That's what this one. Okay. Now next. Is it clear, guys? Identity hash map means to identifying whether the duplicate keys is there or not based on double equal to operator. It is going to identify it. Okay. Now in the above example, I1 and I2 are duplicate keys because I1 dot equals of I2 will return true. Now let's see duplicate keys because I1 dot equals of I2 is returns true. In the above program, if you replace hash map with identity hash map, then I1 and I2 are not duplicate because I1 equal it is checking in case of identity hash map. But in case of hash map, it will check off I1 dot equals of I2. Okay, but in case of identity hash map, I1 equal I2. It will return false. Both are two different hash codes. It will return. Okay, so because of that only we are getting the output like this. Okay, next, because this is not that much important, guys. Identity has map, weak has map, but we should know that little bit some information as these are available in the Java. Okay, next, weak hash map. Even weak hash map is also having very less differences. Even this is also having exactly same as a hash map. Even this is also having exactly same as a hash map, but except some differences is there. Except some differences means so internally garbage collector will delete the unused objects. Normally garbage collector will delete the unused objects. Okay, but hash map, in case of hash map, having some object reference is there, and a weak hash map is also having some reference. So garbage collector will dominate the weak hash map reference, but hash map reference will dominate the garbage collector. Okay, garbage collector will dominate the weak hash map reference, but hash map reference will dominate the garbage collector. Okay, now in this case let's read it and then we'll do some practical things. Okay, so it is exactly same as hash map. Okay, except the following differences. What is that? In case of normal hash map, okay, the object is not eligible for garbage collection even though it does not having any references associated with hash map. Okay, so even though it is not having any references associated, but still that object is not eligible for garbage collection because hash map dominates the garbage collector. Okay, but in case of weak hash map, if the object does not having any reference, then always eligible for garbage collection even though it is associated with weak hash map. That is, garbage collector dominates the weak hash map. Okay, but in case of hash map dominates the garbage collector. The purpose of garbage collector is to clean up purpose, guys. If any unused things is there, it will remove it. Okay, to make the free space. Now let's see some example, practical things. Now let's go to, now what we are doing, I created one hashmap demo class, I created one hashmap object m, and temporary one class object is also created, where I am keeping inside map hashmap t dot prasad. Okay, t dot prasad I have added, right? Now what it contains, system.out.println of m means, remove this, contains of, now let's internally, what it contains, IBC and Prasad. What internally it contains T, it is of two string method, it will call, it will give off IBC in place of T. Okay. Now again I made T is null. I made T is null, system.gc. Now it is not associated with any object. It is not associated with any object. Now let's see. Still, still it is not giving off any output. See, wait. Still it is not deleted. Even though I called off system.gc, it is not deleted. Okay. So that means that it is dominating it. It is dominating it. Now let's change it to weak hash map. Let's change it to, even though after calling off garbage collector, at the end also it is displaying this value. Okay. Now let's change it to weak hash map. Weak hash map. Weak hash map. Okay. Control Shift O. It. Now in this case, let's Control Shift O. 1 second, guys. It is something else is importing something else. 1 second. Weak has happened, has map m equal to new has map, new weak has map, new weak has map. Let's say import of java dot util dot star. What happened this weak has map? Let's take from here. Any typing mistake? Yeah, it's a type mistake. Oh, WEAK. Okay, I kept a different one. Okay. Now, in this case, let's verify it. I didn't change anything, guys. Yeah, changed hash map to weak hash map. That's it. Okay. Now let's change it. Internally, before going to delete that object, it will call the finalize method. It will call finalize method. Now let's say in this case, so directly IBC is printed first one. This is the case. Next, I made it as null and I called as garbage collector. In the end place, see it is giving as empty. Okay. So garbage collector will call finalize method before going to delete of object. Before going to delete of object. See, in this case, it is deleted has weak has map object. Okay. So in this case, garbage collector is dominating that weak has map reference. Even though It is active reference is there, but garbage collector is dominating. But in case of weak hash map, hash map itself is dominating garbage collector. In that case, it is not deleted that. Okay, that's what the difference. Okay, in case of weak hash map. Okay, guys. Next, next is sorted map. Okay, till now we are discussing normal storing of the data and retrieval. But if you want to sort the data, however we are inserting the data, so I want to get off those data should be sorted by default. Okay, even though however I am inserting, but those data should be sorted and it should return back. Okay, in that case we can go for some sorted map methods. Okay, sorted map is a interface. Okay, it is the child interface of map interface. Okay, and under this there is a class is implemented by sorted map. Okay, and navigable map. Navigable map is also there, that is extending, that is extending go here, navigable map, this will extend of sorted map. Okay, yesterday we have seen this was sorted set like that. Okay, now one second. Now, yeah, if you want to represent the group of key value pair according to some sorting order, till now there is no sorting order is implemented. Okay, if you want to sort the data based on some sorting of keys, some sorting order of keys, then we should go for one of the implemented class of sorted map interface. Okay, so sorting is possible only based on keys, guys, not based on values. Only sorting is based on keys, not for values. There are some specific methods related to sorted map: first key, last key, head map, tail map, and sub map. So head set, tail set, subset. Yesterday we have seen these values, right? First value, last, and head set, tail set, subset. Now today it is map, right? Head map, tail map, subset map, sub map. Okay, we'll see all these examples. So one example. Okay, now one of the implemented class of sorted set is tree map. One of the implemented class of tree map is implemented class for sorted map is tree map. Okay, the underlying data structure of tree map, it will use of red block tree. It will use of red block tree, and duplicate keys are not allowed, but values is can be duplicated. Okay, anyhow, this is a common point. Duplicate keys are not allowed, values can be duplicated. Insertion order is not preserved. All entries will be inserted based on some sorting of keys, some sorting order of keys. Before it is based on hash code of the keys. Before it is based on hash code. Now it is based on some sorting order internally it will use. Okay, to sort the data of keys. Next, if you are depending on default natural sorting order, so you are not doing any logic. So automatically the tree map should internally should sort it, means then in that case keys should be homogeneous. Homogeneous means all keys should be of same type. Okay, and comparable. Otherwise, and comparable will get off some class cast exception. If you are changing of a different type, then we'll get off class cast exception. Okay, homogeneous and comparable, otherwise we'll get off class cast if it is any of the different keys is there means. Okay, next, for empty tree set, for empty tree set object, just created object, tree set object, as a first entry null key is allowed, but after inserting null entry, if you are trying to insert any other data, you will get off null pointer exception. I don't think so whether it is possible or not. Yesterday for a tree map, for tree set, even for single null also it is giving off a null pointer exception. So that point will see and then will delete it if it is not applicable. Okay, for non-MC tree set, if you are trying to insert of any null keys, then you will get off exception. That is known thing. Now let's go and go for some example tree map. Okay, now It is of created of one tree map object. Okay, let's first read of let's first finish of null things. Okay, as a first tree set t dot put of null, comma, give of some value x y z, some value. Okay, now whether it will allow or not, will it throw a exception or not, let's see it. It is throwing exception even for even first entry also. So remove this point. Okay, remove this one. Next, check it now. Yeah, this is null point exception. It will throw that anyhow. That we know that. So here we have given all keys as integers. If you are giving of any other type, okay, I'm giving a string type. Then in this case, it will give us class cast exception. That's what the point which you have given this one. All keys should be of homogeneous and comparable. So if that is changing, then it will give of class cast exception. Okay, and the data also will be sorting. Okay, the data also will be sort based on only keys, guys, not values. So sorting will be only based on keys. Okay, now let's run it, whether it will sort the data or not. See, 100, even the 100 is first. Okay, next 101, 101 is third place, but is displaying time, it is giving us second place. Next 103, 104, and 106 and 7. So one for 104 I have given as value is this one, no issue. Now change it to some order. Okay, now change it to some ABC. Okay, now even though 104 is last, then it will come as in the fourth place. 0, 101, 103, 104, 107 last. Even that is of fourth place, it is going to last place. So it is sorting based on keys. Okay, and there is no possibility to can sort of based on values natural sorting order. Okay, now let's if you want to sort, if you want to sort based on some different values, based on some your own way different, your own way you want to compare it by using comparator. This is by default comparable. It will take off compare method, compare to method. If you want to sort on our own, then in that case there is a one more example. See, tree map of I want to sort on my own way. It is my own comparator. See, so compare method it will take off compare method. Two objects it will take it. Object one and object two. S2 dot compare of S1. S2 dot compare to of it will show in reverse order. It will show in reverse order, descending order. If you want in the normal way, then change it to minus or S1 dot compare to of S1 dot compare to of this one, or just only S1 dot compare to of S2 means it will show in ascending order, guys. It will show in ascending order A to Z. Okay, if you are simply changing minus means, then it will show in a descending order. Okay, or if you want to S2 dot compare to of S1 also, it will show in descending order. Anyway that we can add it. Okay, this is of customized sorting order. Okay, this is of customization. You are doing some customization, right? So based on your whatever you are telling, based on that it is doing sorting. Okay, now let's go to example. Yeah, these are, this is a tree map, guys. This is what a tree map. Okay, now we will see some legacy classes and interfaces. These are 1.2 collection related classes, guys. Okay, now we'll go and see of some legacy classes and interfaces that was introduced in 1.0. Okay, now before going to here, you have any questions, guys? Ask me, I'll repeat it. Before going to legacy classes, guys. No issues? Okay. Now, let's start it. The legacy classes are before in 1.0, they were introduced some interface and classes. What are those is enumeration. Enumeration is a interface, okay, and a dictionary, it is a abstract class. Vector is a class. Stack is a class. Hash table is also class. Property is also class. These are four classes, one abstract class and one enumeration cursor. For iterating of data for all these classes, we can use of enumeration. Okay, there is a method called elements method to get of enumeration object. By using enumeration object, we can iterate the data. Right now, let's take off classes first. Okay, we'll take off classes. Let's take it off stack. What is mean by stack? Okay, Stack is a stack is a it is a child class of vector class. Let's go on vector class. So it is a vector class is there, right? Now if you are creating of a child legacy class stack, then go and check. It is the child class of it is extending vector class. Okay, it is extending of vector class. Okay, now there are some operations. Let's see, we will not use of vector methods, but it has its own methods, guys. It has its own methods for deletion and add, not like add methods. It has different methods. Okay, now whenever the last in first out order is required, then we should go for a stack. Okay, stack is insertion order, right? Whichever is inserted first, it will come out first. But I want of whichever is inserted first, I want to come as a last. I want to return that as a last element. Okay. Now whichever element you are inserted last, that I want to come as a first. Okay. That I want to come as a first. Let's say stack demo. So I have inserted of five elements, right? So first it will come as this one, second this one, third, fourth, fifth. Like this it will come it. Okay. But in case of vector, it will come in first one is first, second one is second, like that it will come. But in case of stack, it will come as a last in first out. Whichever you are giving as last, that will come as first. Whichever it is coming as first, that will come out of last. Okay. Now the methods to insert the data in stack. The methods to insert the data in stack is like, let's show some methods. Push method. Okay, in case of vector, we are using of add method, right? Vector, list, linked list, and all places we are using of to add of any data to the any collection, we are using of add method. Okay, but in case of stack, we will use of push method, push of object to insert an object into the stack. Okay, and to remove to remove the just pop method is there. Okay, to remove the top element, to remove top element, let's check. Paint. Stack means it is of look like, it is looks like, just assume this one, just assume of this one. Okay, it is a stack. Let's say if I am inserting stack dot push of java. Okay, so I have created stack object and then I'm pushing off java element first, java element data. Now what it will do, it will create of first it will insert java. Okay, it will insert of java. Okay, now again I'm inserted of groovy. Again I have inserted of groovy. Let's gro groovy. Okay. Next, insert of one more element. What is that? Go language. Okay. This is also one language. Go. Next, what is that? Python. Next is Python. I have added. Python. Next last is PLSQL. Okay, PLSQL. PLSQL. Okay. Now let's see. Now if I am calling, if I want to insert push method every time, it is going to add one more element in the top. Okay. Now if I am calling of pop method, okay, then it will remove one element. It will remove the element that is on top of the stack. Okay. If I am calling re- pop method, then the first element it will be removed. First element it will be removed. Okay. Next, peak element to return the top of the stack without removal. I want to get off what is there in the top of the stack. This is stack, right? So in the stack, top element is PLSQL. Okay. So I want to get off top element. Then we have a method called peak method. If I want to delete the top element, then there is a method called pop element. Okay. If I want to search, if I want to search the element of object, then we have a method called search method is also there. Okay. If you want empty method is to check whether the stack is empty or not. Okay. Returns search method will return, search returns offset if the element is available, otherwise it will return as -1. We'll see the methods. Push method to insert, pop method to delete the top element, pick method to get the top element, what is there, and empty method and search method. Now let's see with some example. It is of for printing. Okay, let's go on top. It is displaying all Java, Groovy, Go, Python, SQL. It is printed. Okay. Now, if I want to stack dot pop, okay, then it will delete off this one. See, stack dot delay pop. It is whichever the element that is deleted, it will show that. Okay, it will return that value. So it is displayed of PLSQL. After deleting, stack is PLSQL is deleted. Only 4 values is coming. Next, tag that peak. I want to know what is the top element now. It is giving a Python. Okay, after deleting this one, it is giving Python. Okay, now if I want to search of Java, where exactly it is available? Where exactly it is available? Now, where it is there? See, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is in fourth position. After deleting this one, 1, 2, 3, fourth position, right? That's why it is returning of offset 4. Next, if it is not there, then it will return of -1. If it is there, it will return offset, else it will return -1. This of Golang is not there. That is the reason it is written of -1. And empty method is returning false because stack is not empty. Okay, guys, this is what stack. Okay, the methods were different to insert and delete and get the top elements and for searching. Okay, this is what stack, guys. Okay, next, guys, any questions on stack? Any questions on stack, guys? Please, guys. Is it able to hear? So stack is not clear. Okay, let's do it again. So stack is a one of the legacy class. Okay, first of all, is it clear? First, it is these are the legacy classes, guys. We are not using. So I'm explaining to know that there are some legacy classes before introducing collection. Okay, those classes are, these are the one, some interfaces and some classes. Enumeration is one interface. So enumeration, about enumeration already we have discussed. Correct or not? For iterating the data. So there are some classes. Dictionary is one class. Vector is, this is abstract class, guys, sorry. And vector is one class, stack is one class, has table properties. These are classes like rlist and tree map, tree set, like that. These are some of the collection classes in introduced in 1.0 of Java version. Okay. Is it clear up to now? First, these classes, these will call it as a legacy classes first. Legacy means old classes. Okay. Now, out of that, we'll discuss about what is stack class. How exactly it will store the data inside stack. In case of array list and vector array list, we are seeing, right. Let's go to array list. We are storing the data. We are creating array list object, and we are storing the data by calling of add method. It is adding all the data. And however we are storing the data, inserting in the same way it is storing. Correct or not? Right? Array list. Just assume. Right. Now, how exactly it will store the data in stack, that we will see. And in case of array list, the method is for adding, add method is there. For getting, get of index, get method we are using for getting the data. For deleting, we are using remove method. For deleting, we are using of al dot remove method, we are using remove of index, remove of object. Okay. But the stack contains different methods to add the data to the stack, to delete the data from the stack. Okay. To search from the data stack, there are some to get the element from the searching or getting the top of the value. There are some different methods is available in stack. Okay. Is it clear up to now? I'm asking every point by point. Now, the way of storing the data in stack is different compared to different in comparing to array list. So, in case of array list, it will store however we are storing. However, we are storing in the same way it will store it. Like, let's in this case, what it is doing in this case, let's assume. Let's keep it off like this. Okay. So in case of array list, just assume it is going to store of the elements like first one, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay. If you are inserting first value, it will go as Ram. Next to Kiran. Next to Ashok. Next to Bharat. Next to Ram. So if I getting time also, while getting time also, first one we are inserting, first one it will come out. If second one, second time it will come. Third one, third time it will come. But in case of stack, in case of stack, it will whichever you are inserted first. Okay, whichever the element that you are inserted in the stack first, that will come out in the last. That will come out means while reading time, that is the element that will come out in the last element iteration. Okay, whichever you are inserted the last. Okay, that will come as first element. So if I want to get off last one, after removing of all this thing only I can get it, right? Correct or not? So it is of one box. We are keeping some data in the last one, some boxes. When that will come, until all first box is removed, then only last box will come out. Correct or not? That is what stack. Not clear? Okay. Now, the methods for inserting and removing and for getting the top of the element for searching is different methods in the stack is like push method and pop method. Push method is like add for adding of new element. Okay. Pop method for removing of top element only. We are not giving any index. We are not giving any input. So pop method by default it will remove whichever is there in the top. Okay. Let's say first. Where is that stack? Remove. Comment it. Now, what I am doing first, I called off pop. So it is deleted. If I am calling again, if I am calling again, so again it will delete off. What is the after deleting first one? Python is there next. Now it will delete off stack dot pop. It will delete off Python second time. It will delete off second is Python. So it will delete from in the order whichever is the top, that will delete first. Okay. If you want to whichever is the top element that is available in the stack, then we have a method called peek method. Okay. to get the top of the element. Is like that peak method. Okay, it will return what is the topmost element in the stack. Okay, two times I have deleted, then this is the top one. Go. Okay, next, if I want to search of method, if I want to search of some element, okay, now in that which place it is there. Now out of 5 place, 2 is deleted by calling a pick pop method. Now 3 is there, right? Out of that, I want to know Java. Okay, now system.out.println. Now, in case of at least we are using of get method of some index or some object we are passing to get that where exactly it is available, right? Now here we are seeing whether that is available or not. That we can check by using a search method. Search of which one you want to search. Search of Java. If it is there, where exactly it is available in which index it is available after deleting of these two. Okay, one, two, third position it is there. If this is not there in that, then it will return off -1. That means that element is not in the stack. That element is not in the stack, the meaning of that. Okay, that's what. Yes, go ahead. Yes, please. Not from down. Okay, we are storing here. Okay, if it is index starting from 0 down means how can you get this value? Java is not 1. That's what right here it is saying. It is the requirement. When we will go for stack, whenever last in first out, whichever you are inserting last, that will come as first. Okay, when we, which one is the last one? Just assume we have only one. Okay, then in this case, it is the only one, it will insert. Just assume nothing is there. One sec. In this case, first Java will insert, right? First Java will insert. There is no index here, guys. Okay, this is Java. Okay, now next, while inserting of what is the next one? One second. If I am trying to insert of one more element in the stack, like that, push method I will use, and I am inserting of one more element as Groovy. Okay, one more element. So then in this case, on top of this Java, Groovy will insert in the box. On top of just assume it is a box. Okay, now on top of Java box, there is one more box that is added, Groovy. Okay, then which one is top is there? Groovy is on top. The Java is on last is there. GRO Groovy. Now the top one, the last one will come as last one means Groovy. This will while deleting or while iterating, this will come as first. Then Java only will come. So from this I can't get directly Java. First Groovy is there. So I can't get directly Java. Whether I can search it whether it is there or not. But I can't get it directly this one. Okay? Yeah. Now the statement reason is when we will go for stack, this is based on this requirement, guys. Whenever you are inserting first in last out, the first one you are inserting some data that will come only in the last iteration. Whichever you are inserting last, that will come out first. Okay, in that case only we will choose stack. Okay, that is requirement that we need to choose. In that case only we'll go for stack. Normally don't go for directly stack. Okay, now is clear or not now, guys? If you are asking questions, then only I can repeat it, guys. If you are not asking questions, I can't. I don't know, right? Yeah. Now next one is hash table. Okay. This is also one of the legacy class. This is also one of the legacy class. Like map, like map. So we are storing of key value pair. Even in case of hash table also, we'll store the data. In case of hash table also, we will store the data like map is there, right? Like hash map in the form of key value pair. Key value pair, we will store the data in hash table. Okay, that is so the underlying data structure of hash table is hash table only. Underlying data structure what it is used by hash table is hash table only. Okay, there is nothing. And insertion order is not preserved. It is based on hash code of the keys. Even in case of hash map also, it is not preserved. The order is not preserved. It is based on purely hash code of this key. Hash code of the keys it will store in the index. Okay, in which index it will be stored. One second. New, don't save. Now it will store of like some index. Let's say some 15 boxes it will be there, guys. 0 to 16, 0 to 15, like that. 15 16 boxes is there in one of the box. Okay, whichever the data that we are inserting key value pair, that will be stored in one of the index. In any of the index, it is based on hash code of the keys. Hash code of the keys, internally it will do some calculation. Okay, internally it will do of some calculation. First it will check whether the null or not key. Okay, if it is null, then by default that null keys will be stored in the first index. Null keys will be stored in the first index. Like that, if you are inserting, all the data will be stored in some indexes. Okay, it is based on purely based on hash code. Okay, next point. Heterogeneous objects are not allowed. Heterogeneous objects are allowed for both keys and values. Next, null keys and null value is not allowed. Even single null key is also not allowed. But in case of hash map, at least one null key is allowed. But in case of hash table, it will not allow that. Okay, duplicate keys are allowed, but duplicate keys are allowed, but values are keys are allowed. One second, duplicate keys allowed. Let's one second, guys. Let me try. I'm having some doubt on this. Let's one second. Let's try same. Duplicate keys are not allowed. So that means only duplicate keys are not allowed. Okay, so compulsory duplicate keys can be not allowed. Well, values can be duplicated, and every method is synchronized. Every method in hash table is synchronized method. So that means at a time only one thread can access those methods. So all methods of vector is also synchronized. All methods of hash table is also synchronized methods. That means hash table object is thread safe. Only at a time one thread can access that object. Okay, now let's go and see of some practical example of hash table. Let's I have added of any new things. It is a hash table, right? Yeah, hash table. Now I have added of there is no new method, guys. So put method hash table hash map also contains put method. Even key value pair is there means it is of put method that we need to use to add the data. Key value, this a key is a integer type and value is of string type. I have add of four methods. The methods of hash table and hash map is almost same. To get the data, we can use of this one. Is empty, remove. These methods are common. These methods are common for getting of data. Okay, the key set, iterating of data. Okay, now this is of one way. Put for if put all method. So to get off some other, let's say I have created of one more hash table object that I want to store of all this hash table object in some other hash table object. Then put all. This is a known method of hash map. There is no new method. Contains key. Contains key is there. Contains value method is there. Okay. Contains value method. There is no new methods, guys. Already these methods are discussed one. Okay. So any new method is there, I'm searching. So key set that already discussed. If I want to search of all the values, then hash map dot values is there and hash table dot values is there. No change. Okay. Entry set for iterating of all the key values. Put if absent. Put if absent already we have discussed in hash map. Replace method also we have discussed. Replace with old and new also we have discussed. And elements. So this is of a legacy class, legacy collection class. So for iterating of this one, we can use of elements method also. Okay, because for a hash map it is not possible, but hash table is legacy class. So enumeration is possible for iterating of a legacy class. Yeah, there is no new methods, guys, in this one. All are existing methods only. Okay, there is no new methods, so it's like a hash map. But all methods are hash map. All methods in the hash table are synchronized methods. Okay, due to that, it will get off some extra behavior is thread safe. That's what the main thing. Next, even properties also like key value pair. Even properties is also key value pair data. Okay, now let's see. Properties class is the child class of hash table. Okay, like sorry, stack is a child class of vector. Even properties class is also child class of hash table class. Even in this case also we will use of key value pair, guys. Even in this case also we'll use of key value pairs. Means key value means, so properties means, let's say property, every property contains some key value pair. Okay, what is the key, what is the value? Normally, mm, let's say of any properties class. One second, guys, let me show you one of the properties class. Java training, Spring Boot files. Let's take it off. Some any properties file. I want to show you. Yeah, let's say this is one of the property file. Okay, this is one of the property file. What it contains? This is the key. Okay, and this is the class name, driver class name, and this is the value. This is the URL, and this is the URL value, and this is the username property name. What is the exactly username value for that? Password, password value. Okay, even properties also to store of the key value pairs. To store of the key value pairs, will use of either properties or will use of hash table. But in future sometimes we'll use in real time also the properties class, guys. Sometimes, not always, some rare cases we will use of properties class. Okay, now let's go to. So in our program, if anything which changes frequently, if anything which changes frequently, that means that, so properties that the database connection properties are for development is different, for SIT is different, for UAT is different, for production is different. Okay, right or not? So whenever you are doing of development time, that will use, that time will use of some dummy database and credentials. Okay, that can be used by anyone. We can do some new tables creations, everything we can do. But in case of production, we don't have access also. That is very secure. So that property file will changes from place, one environment to another environment. Frequently, our code want to read that properties file. My code want to read that properties file. Based on the properties which is available in that file, I want to get the connection. Okay, I don't want to hard code those things. Okay, now in our program, frequent changes are database names and username, password. If directly hard coding the in the code means in the project, then always it will point to our dev code only. Okay, based on the environment, if you are deploying our code in the production, it should connect to production database. If you are deploying in the UAT, then it should connect to UAT database by loading of the properties file UAT. Okay. Now, such type of values are not recommended to hard code in the application, because for every environment, for every change, we have to recompile, rebuild, redeploy the application. So, and even restart also required. Okay, it is a big loss to the client. Clients will not accept it. Okay, let's say if you are doing of some mistake, then already Facebook we are using. If there is some mistake in the Facebook application, let's say if they're asking to stop the application right now, just in the business time, so the client will not accept it. All the consumers will struggle, right, to use of that Facebook application. Right? Consumers means whoever is using that, we are consumers. We are clients, right? Whoever owner of the Facebook, so they will not allow to stop the application at in the business times frequently. Okay, when they will do the deployment, in case of whenever they don't have business, less peak time. Okay, normally in the business hours they will not do deployments. Only peak time means, non-peak time means midnights, like that they will do that. Even nowadays we are having cloud, right? So multiple servers will run. Okay, one server first they will deploy, and they will stop that server, and they will remove the traffic to some other server, and they will deploy in some other server again. Let's say, have example means, this is one second, control Z. This is one server. Okay, and this is of another server. Just assume two Facebook servers is there. Okay, this is currently it is running, all people are using, both are using, just assume both servers are using Facebook servers. Now if I want to deploy my code here, then whatever the requests that are coming to this server, I will move it to, just assume all people are using it. Whichever the requests are coming to this one, then I will reroute to this one. Okay, and I will deploy my code in this one. Okay, once the deployment is completed, then what I will do, whatever the traffic that is going to this one, I will change it to this one. Okay, and later I will deploy the code in this one. Okay, by loading dynamic properties. Okay, this is a normal deployment, guys, right now in the productions. Okay, now so come back to the properties file. For every environment, different properties files will be available. Okay, so to load up that, if you are doing of every time code change, so rebuild, recompile, redeployment, many things we need to do. Okay, instead of that, such type of things that we need to keep those files in property files instead of hard coding. Keep in properties file. We have to read that properties from the Java application. What I will do, so now what I'm doing, so I will read this property file. I will create a multiple properties for each environment. Whenever you are deploying on the respective environment, that respective environment properties file will read, and then it will connect to that respective database. Okay, guys, maybe already it is. Uh, if you are a headache, then I'll discuss it tomorrow's class, guys. Okay, if it is not for today, so I'll repeat these properties in tomorrow's class. Okay, guys, instead of struggling today, I'll repeat it to tomorrow's class. That's what for today's class, guys. If any doubt, you can ask me, else we can wind up and then we'll meet tomorrow. But before coming tomorrow, practice, guys. Okay, that's what for today's class, guys, and then we'll meet tomorrow. Thank you.